the sections about the discussion with the Shakespeare as a romantic person or violent person, or which one did he support the most of his literary works, being romantic or violent. For this purpose today we have got two guests here to discuss and argue about this topic. Mr. Dana and Ms. Rosa. Come here. Welcome. As we all know, Shakespeare, or William Shakespeare, is one of the greatest writers of all times. And during his literary career, he dealt with a lot of themes and subjects. But he was more famous in his romantic and tragedy works. So today we are going to discuss whether Shakespeare is a romantic playwright or violent playwright. And welcome, Rosa. The first question for you, and I'll start with you. That which theme is the Shakespeare interested the most in his writing? Violence or romantic?
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Hello everyone. As we know, Shakespeare is known for his tragedy and comedy plays, but after scholars investigated his work more deeply, they come to a point where romance was part of almost all his works. Why? They found the elements of romantic places such as Verona and Olivia, or conflict between lovers, revenge, separation, this kind of elements that it's about romance. And if you want to read The Merchant of Venice, Romeo and Juliet, The Twelfth Night, The Winter's Tale, we can find this kind of elements. And not only his work, also his personal life is interesting because it's full of romance.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Mr. Dana. How do you think about Shakespeare's work? He interested violence or romance?
Firstly, I want to talk about the Elizabethan area, which includes the answer to your question. In the Elizabethan area, the majority of people were quite poor and they had a very difficult life. For example, they worked half year just to get a real money. That's why we can say Shakespeare interested in violence, and violence in his work is appear in different forms. For example, in killing, murdering, etc. And he could successfully show the image of the disease of this society in that time.
Okay, thank you. You got your point. And Rosa, I have another question. Do you have any example about Shakespeare's personal life to support your point?
Well, that's a good question, because as we know, there are some ideas about Shakespeare's life in romance. Some scholars believe that he was homosexual, because in Sonnet 18, how shall I compare these to a summer's day? And in Sonnet 126, he dedicated a love poem for a man called Fairlord. And also he married at a young age, when he was 18, to Anne Hathaway. At that time, Anne Hathaway was pregnant. Maybe some of you said that he just married her because of the responsibility, but no. He wrote Sonnet 145, called her her name and called her Savior. If I don't love somebody, how can I write a sonnet about
Okay.
her?
I'll continue here. Mr. Dana, he expressed that Shakespeare was got married when he was 18 and wrote a poem for his wife. Do you think that these things was a good reason to be a romantic person?
Absolutely not, because getting married and all later doesn't mean a romance, because the majority of people in that time got married under the effect of the society, especially in that time. And even now there are people they get married because not because of love, because of their parents sometimes, especially for the girls. They are obliged to get married. That's why we cannot say getting married is a point to say this writer is romance.
But if you don't love somebody, how can you write something about her or about him?
There are too many people that they even write poems for their wife while they hate her.
Okay, respect is a kind of love.
It's not a kind of love.
It's a kind of
Okay, I want to continue here. I have another question. Whose theme is more common for audience? Romance or violence?
I think violence is more common because of too many reasons. Firstly, the audience at that time were interested in violence. It's the nature of human being. We like, for example, violence movies, writings, and plays. And also, the majority of lower class people in that time were uneducated, so they could not read books.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Miss Rosa, he told us something about Elizabethan age and explained that those people, the majority of population in that age who live in poverty and don't now read and write, do you believe that those people who can't read and write and poverty, interest, violence.
No, of course not. How can you say that those people who are from low classes or don't have any education were interested in
Because violence could be a mirror of their suffering.
Okay, they're suffering or they're poverty. You mean that those people from low classes were violent?
Okay, which people
They're
is more
suffering
common
from
for
poverty,
audience?
from
Of
their
course,
society,
it's more
from their...
Most is more common for audience.
Why?
They wanted something to mirror their emotion, not their reality.
Okay.
As there were hundreds of obstacles among them. Religion, family, society,
Okay,
But they don't
do you think that family and money can make a problem between two lovers?
Of course, for example, why Romeo and Juliet killed each other in the play. For example,
Okay, do
they
you
tried-
think that Romeo and Juliet was a violent play?
Of course. Yeah, because...
Do you agree with him?
No, of course not. And they killed in the end of
So
the
what?
play, they killed each other.
So
But they
why
choose to
they drowned the poison in the play if their family didn't oblige them to do that?
They had no chance. It's better for them to die together than live
The
separately.
love itself in the play is violence. Why? Because this love did not bring them happiness. It only brings the use of the characters. It only brings suffering to them.
Okay,
In the end, it's the power
So
of
how
God
can
that
you say
wins.
a love is love when it does not bring me happiness or...
Because of their death, their
Do you
family
think that
went
do you
again.
think that in Romeo and Juliet didn't have any violence?
Their half, of course, they mixed it, Shakespeare mixed it both of the
Okay,
things together.
I have another question. Some people believe is that Shakespeare makes a both violent and romance. Do you agree with that idea?
Yeah, I agree. Shakespeare mixed both of them in order to tackle audience emotions, pity and pleasure. But Shakespeare come to a point where he recognized that his audience love romance. That's why in the Winters of Steel, the first three acts, he talked about violence, physical abuse. But in the fourth act, he chose something unusual,
Okay, thank
which
you.
is the
Thank you. He expressed that he accepted that point that she accepted that point that Shakespeare mixes up both things. But I think that the romance was superior to violence. Do you agree with her?
Absolutely not, because I think there's more romance than more violence than romance. For example, if we look at Romeo and Juliet, it's right. It starts with love, but it ends with violence. And even most of his violence work is his romantic work ends with violence. That's why we cannot say his work is included in romance more than violence.
Okay, no, I don't agree. Because in the Winter's Tale, in the end, Shakespeare combined both characters together. They were together. That's the power of love. And in Romeo and Juliet, because of their love, the two families come together again. With whole countries, from the long time they were...
Finally, they did. They did in that stage.
Okay, they did,
So
but the
what
romance
was the power of love?
The power of love is they, because their family come together again.
But it's not important for the two lovers.
Time is limited and time is enough. Thank you for this great discussion, Ms. Rosa and Mr. Dana.
Thank you so much.
And as we know, debates are always end up with a precise conclusion, so you as audiences can decide and think whether Shakespeare is a romantic playwright or violent. And finally, thanks for attending. We are so honored to have you here. Thank you.
The last part of our event is a scene from Hamlet by Shakespeare, but before that, let's welcome our dear teacher, Dr. Zania, to say something about the play.
Thank you very much for being here. Please, this is the last part, scene about Hamlet. I want silence because the students have been rehearsing for a long time, so hopefully you're gonna love it. This is actually a scene from Hamlet. It's a pivotal scene, a scene where Hamlet says to be or not to be. It's a scene where King Claudius wants to find out whether Hamlet is really mad, or Hamlet finds out that his uncle Claudius kills his father. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our great students, fourth-year students, to perform that scene in English language. I appreciate their time because they had exams, they were so busy with research papers, but they create something out of nothing actually. This is a normal stage, but they bring something live to the stage and for you all. Thank you very much.